Well, hello there, Meow Mentors. It's Cat Lady Justin, and this is the Kitty Boss, where we pick, pamper, and protect your practically perfect pussycat for a lifetime of unconditional love. I apologize for starting half hour late, but we have had major technical difficulties, which seem to now be okay and resolved. So we're going to do our best to get on with the show, as it were. And without further ado, I'm going to bring in our favorite cat behaviorist, Dr. Rachel Geller. Dr. Rachel, All Cats All the Time president and cat behaviorist. So yeah, All Cats All the Time is a nonprofit organization for those of you who may not have the finance or may not think you can afford to have a cat because there are financial barriers. All Cats All the Time can help you with the resources and the stuff that you need so that you can have a cat. But Dr. Rachel, welcome to the show. It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Pleasure to be here.
And as I said to everyone, I apologize for being late. So we have a few things. I actually have a few sort of questions that we can address for this month. And in addition to that, I was going to have a guest on, but because of my difficulties and lateness, I believe she's no longer able to join us. She might be. I don't know. But that is entirely my fault. So I apologize to her. And hopefully she can, come back another time or something like that. So I have a list of questions and we'll go through them rather quickly today because we'll do a short show. If you're listening to this instead of watching this live and it's not the season of summer, it's no problem because these will be relevant to you no matter when they are. Now, the day we're recording this happens to be National Photographer or World Photography Day. So I hope that everybody saw my posts today and can share their favorite and best photos of cats, of their cats, ideally, because as we know, that's our favorite type of photo. And another bizarre coincidence is that little statue, that white cat, porcelain cat you have behind you, I saw in a shop here in the UK today. So I saw a very similar one. I don't know if it's the same because it's in the background, but I saw a very similar one. It's also National Bee Day, so or World Bee Day. Bees are a very important part of our ecosystem. I love honey, and local raw honey is one of the known cures for allergies. So yes. Honey is valuable, and bees are super valuable. But we need to be careful with our cats so they don't get stung. But we also need to be careful with our cats so they don't go and eat the cute little bumblebees and contribute to the decimation of the bee population. So I just wanted to get that out there because it's Bee Day. Yesterday, I believe, was also Black Cat Day. So yes. We love our black cats, and all our friends out there who have black cats are amazing. So without further ado, shall we go in and talk about some of these questions that came up today that is probably going to be featured in an article in the press soon, but I think we're going to preempt this. Because the article will have a veterinarian addressing it. And I think we should address it from the perspective of cat behaviorists, because there's the medical view, or in the UK, we're big on separating the medical model from the social model of things, whether it's human conditions or whatever. So there'll be the medical answer for that. And that's great. But I think we should talk about it from a social and behavioral side of things. So the first question is, what type of body language does a happy cat display? The theme is happiness. So, Rachel, I'll talk about this too, but do you want to get us started?
Sure. So, cats are amazing communicators, and they do use both their minds and their bodies together to communicate with us. So if we can tune into their body signals, we can really develop an even closer bond with our cats. So for body language, let's start with the tail. So a tail that's up and erect, and sometimes it may even have a little curl at the top. That's a sign that your cat is happy, your cat is content. If you don't know that cat and the cat has her tail up, you know that cat is approachable. It's okay to come a little bit closer. The interesting thing about cat body language is 90% of it comes down to distance increasing or distance decreasing. So you can come closer or stop, you're close enough, I don't want you any closer. But so start off with a tail that's upright, erect, little curl at the top, not down on the floor or down between the cat's legs. That's a sign of approachability, trust, and contentment. We could also look at the cat's ears. ears that are up and erect mean that a cat is happy and content, as opposed to ears that are in a T position or ears that are rolled back and down. Those are all signs the cat is agitated and perhaps ready to go into battle. But ears that are up and erect are a very good sign that the cat is happy and content. And look in general at the cat's body. You know, if the cat's body is really twitchy, if the cat's body is tense, then you know that that cat may be agitated or fearful. But nice, soft body muscles and a relaxed body in general are very good signs that the cat is feeling okay. And you know,
or for example, yesterday, Charlotte's sleeping on the sofa, and I walk up to her, and she wakes up, and she sees me, and I put my face next to hers, and she starts purring. I think she's a happy cat.
Yes, purr is a sure fire sign. In most cases, that your cat is happy. Vocalizations like trills and chirps and meows are, you know, very good signs that the cat is happy and connected with you. Looking at the eyes, a cat who does a slow blink is a cat who's showing you trust. So there are all kinds of body signals that will indicate that the cat is happy and trusting.
So those are great body language cues. Now, we have a few more questions to address, and we'll do them quickly. But the person who was going to join us, her name is April Redbird. She's on Facebook. She deals with graphic design, and she's quite a mentor herself in her area of expertise. But in this realm, we're obviously dealing with cats, and she is a cat lover like we are. And she has an absolutely gorgeous thing. It looks like a gray and light gray and white Charlotte. You know, it's like this amazing thing. I mean, if you get a chance just to stalk her for the cat, it's worth it. It's amazing. But she posted a question in our comments, and she said, "My cat is a total weirdo. He won't eat food until he gets his pets first. He doesn't get into any mischief. He doesn't play with the laser red dot. I don't think he even knows he's a cat. He was a feral rescue, and he is still very timid around us. Anything I can do to help him be more social and brave?" I think it's an appropriate, for our theme of happiness, it's a very appropriate, question to have. So, unfortunately, Rachel didn't join us because of my technical issues and lateness. But if we can still answer her question, that would be awesome, because then I can, direct her to the answer and say that it's available.
Yes, let's go for that. So first, let's talk about helping him to be more confident, helping to be more brave, and helping him to be more social. And to do that, what we want to do is to play with your cat, but we want to play with your cat in a way that's interactive, meaning that you're going to play with your cat with either a fishing pole type toy or a wand type toy. So first of all, not only should you not worry about your cat not wanting to use the laser pointer, but you should toss that laser pointer immediately. Because when you do use a laser pointer with a cat, it actually makes the cat feel more fearful and more stressed and less brave. And this is because with a laser pointer, the cat can never capture that dot. And it's the captures for a cat that boost confidence, make the cat feel brave, but make the cat feel like the ruler of his territory, in charge of his kingdom, and so forth. So toss the laser pointer. You actually have a pretty smart cat, because he's realized that hunting that red dot is completely pointless. All of his great hunting techniques are going to waste. He can never capture that little red dot. He can never tangibly feel it between his paws or between his teeth. So toss it. He's been taught that it's a pointless activity. And I really do wish that pet supply stores did not sell laser pointers as toys for cats, because they're completely.
Yeah, and for our friends, our meow mentors out there who have a laser pointer, yeah, you can throw it away. If you choose to use it, okay, make sure that it's only the prelude and the beginning of your play session, and not the entirety of the play session. So the dot progresses from, okay, now we're going to get the fishing pole or the this or the that, and continue to play with the cat. We're talking about a 5-minute exercise here. We're not talking about you're going to spend the next 3 hours playing with the cat. Just a few minutes, 5-10 minutes. So, so go from laser, and if you start with the laser, it's just an attention getter. Immediately shift to the fishing pole toy, the cat dancer, whatever, and then let the cat capture it and complete the play cycle. But just in case anyone's worried and they have a laser and they don't want to throw it away or give it away, it's fine if you use it, as long as it's only the preamble, as long as it's only the appetizer for the
Yeah,
actual play session,
I
which
wouldn't use
is
it.
with
Right.
the
I
stick
wouldn't
or
use it for
whatever.
more than a few seconds because we do want to trigger the cat's prey drive with something that he can actually capture. And
Mhm.
yeah, and as you pointed out, a play session should not be more than like 7 to 10 minutes. There is no cat who's going to hunt for something for half an hour. Most cats' actual hunting sessions, if they were outside, would be maybe 10 minutes or so. So toss the laser pointer or use it for 3 seconds and put it down and get that fishing pole type toy or wand type toy. And what we want to do is we want to simulate a hunt. So the beauty of the fishing pole toy is not only can you manipulate it so you can, move the toy like prey and simulate that hunt, but you're at the helm for this entire thing. So everything that's going on, all of these great feelings with the captures, all of this boosted confidence when he gets the capture and eats his prey, you're at the helm. It's all associated with you. You're creating all of these positive associations. So get out that fishing pole type toy and move it like prey. So sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down, it's scurrying around, it's hiding. Sometimes it will stop. Real prey will play dead to try to trick the cat. Real prey may lose its stamina during the game, and during this time, the cat may paw at it a little bit or attempt to get near it. And let this happen. This is realistic for the cat. So conduct the play session, mimic prey, have fun with it. At the end of a long day, I'm giving you permission to pretend you're a bird or a snake or a bug. So go ahead and have some fun.
You can even emit noises if you want.
Yes, have fun with
I
it.
do.
It's therapeutic for you too. So
I do. If you saw my play sessions, you'd think he's nuts because I actually do emit the noises like a little bird or a mouse or I rarely do the snake because I think it scares them a bit. They think I'm hissing at them like a cat, but I generally will emulate a mouse or a bird or something like that. So if you saw me playing with the cats, you'd think I was insane.
But you're having fun and your cat is
Yeah.
having fun, and that's the best part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
So we're playing with our cat for maybe 7 to 10 minutes. Now what I want you to do is think about the prey is getting tired, the prey is getting injured, the prey is dying. So slowly wind down that session. The prey is losing its stamina. And now I want you to let your cat have that one last final juicy capture. He has now captured that dead prey. And immediately follow this with food. So most people don't end the play session with food, but cats expect to catch and kill, and cats then expect to eat what they caught and killed. So for the session to be pointless, if your cat to want to participate in it, it needs to be realistic. So wind the session down, slow it down. The prey is tired, the prey is injured, the prey dies. The cat captures it between his paws or between his teeth and immediately follow this with food. It can be a treat, it can be a portion of the cat's regular meal. If the cat is on prescription food, that can be used. Whatever the cat likes is fine. So immediately follow that with food. And now your cat, talk about feeling brave. Your cat is feeling brave. He's conquered, the prey in his environment. He's the brave conqueror, he's the successful hunter. He's feeling really great. Every time he does those captures, his brain emits all of those feel-good chemicals, and all of this is being associated with his home. All of this is being associated with you. So the best way to boost confidence in a cat and help him feel brave and help him feel more social is through interactive play. It boosts confidence, and it is probably the most powerful tool to create and strengthen cat-human bonds.
Fantastic. And for April's benefit, because I happen to know April, we share a mentor in common. This should sound familiar. And also, don't forget frequency and repetition. It works for you, and it should work for your cat too. What that means is Rachel's talking about a play session. Don't think that this is like you're going to do this one time, one day, and the cat will now be the Lion King. We're talking about frequency and repetition. This is something that you should do at least once a day, maybe more than once a day. That depends on your schedule. I don't want to impose on you, but once a day for weeks, months.
I was
and you'll see
cat's life. Yes.
And you'll see that now that it becomes a part of the cat's life, the confidence goes up and up and up and up and up and
Exactly.
up. And within 3 months, you'll have a Lion King.
Yes.
But that's the thing, frequency and repetition. which reminds me of another training device I learned for cats a long time ago, which was you have a timid cat, and you can start to train it to have a little less timidity by it has its paws here, and you put your hand out and let it come to you slightly, and then pull it away gently, not like that. So not in an aggressive way, but gently move it further away, and just keep doing that. And that gradually also builds the cat's confidence to reach to you. So this is not a general confidence boost like the play session, but this is have affinity for you as a person. So if you, I think you're probably past this, April, because your cat is, but you did say it's still a little reticent with you. So that's one thing you can do is sit there, you reach out to the cat and let the cat come, move towards you. You see that they'll get curious about your fingers. They'll get curious about it inevitably. If not, I mean, spray it with some catnip or something. But like you'll see, and just the thing is don't actually let it touch you. Move it slightly away, just like an inch. And then as it keeps getting closer and closer, eventually you can let it touch you and then start petting it and fussing it. But that's how you gradually get it to get a little bit more like it's safe to reach as you withdraw. Then eventually you stop withdrawing. So that's another little device I learned, like a technique, if you will, to boost the confidence in you. So that's really fantastic. I don't have anything to add to that except what you just said. We have a couple comments. This one from somebody who is a Facebook user. You have to click that little link that lets StreamYard reveal who you are. So I don't know, but that's okay. It says, my cat will let me pick her up, even if she's angry and hissing at whatever is upsetting her. That's fantastic. My cats do the same thing. Both of them, both Emily and Charlotte, could be angry and upset, hissing and pissing, and they still let me pick them up. They have no trouble with that. And in fact, Charlotte will meow, 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 and then start purring. So,
don't worry overly if your cat doesn't like to be picked up. I mean, some cats find that loss of control a little bit upsetting and a little bit stressful. It doesn't mean that the cat doesn't love you if she doesn't always like to be picked up.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. And Charlotte, for example, is an example of in this context. Obviously, we're not talking about human relations now. When no does mean yes, because Charlotte will protest meow 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 meow, and then within seconds start purring. So. Yeah. That's what I mean by that. And then Leslie Shale, our friend, says it's a bit different when you have two cats. Now, see, I have two cats. Dr. Rachel also has two cats. So is it really?
No, I mean, you can have a multiple cat household and you still want to make sure that your cats get regular play sessions. They might have companionship with each other, but there really is no substitute for those regular interactive play sessions with a fishing pole or wand type toy. Cats are natural born hunters. They need, there may not be a lot still attaching domesticated cats of today to their ancestors of thousands of years ago, but hunting is one of them. They do need to hunt. They do know they need that regular stimulation. They do need that feeling of capture. It's very, very important. You can do it however you want. If your cats get along and you want to have a group play session, that's completely fine, as long as they each get the opportunity to have a capture. If there's one cat who's more dominant and always sort of taking over the game, then you may want to separate them and, do a play session with one of the cats, like in a bedroom with the door closed. But if they get along and they share, it's completely fine to do the play sessions together.
Yeah. So in other words, the answer is it's up to you and up to them. And it really doesn't make a huge difference. It's all good.
Cat gets a final capture and food at the end. That's all that matters. Some people, the cats will play together fine. Some people have cats where one's a little more dominant and one's a little more submissive. So use your best judgment on that. As long as each cat gets that chance to have that final capture and food, that's the important part.
Yeah. So Leslie says thank you. And I say thank you to Leslie for the very excellent question. That was helpful, I'm sure, to a great many people. So the next, so back to our happy cats thing. So we talked about the body language. So, and the rest of these questions are going to be pretty fast. So what types of behavior does a happy cat have? So I'll tell you what the answer is: not hiding under the bed, never giving you the time of day, scratching you, biting. Those are not happy cat signs. So, what are the behaviors of a happy cat in short form?
Yeah, so happy cats, they feel comfortable in their a happy cat basically feels comfortable in her environment and is having all of her needs met. So a happy cat is eating regularly, grooming herself, using the litter box, drinking her water, playing, using her scratching post, and so forth. So if you have a cat who is not using the litter box, there is something stressing that cat out, or there is some need with the litter box that is not being met. If you have a cat who's scratching your furniture, it's because it has a need that's not being met in terms of an appropriate scratching post or pad. If you have a cat who's not grooming herself, this is a cat who's feeling anxiety and stress. Um, it's hard to use affection as a barometer of cats feeling happy, because there are some cats who prefer to, rather than be on your lap, they'd rather sit in the corner or be in the same room, and that's completely fine. So some of that comes down to personality. But
Mhm.
happy cats are going about their lives not feeling stress and not feeling anxiety. So they are eating, drinking, peeing and pooping in the litter box, using their scratching posts, playing, and generally seem like alert and not stressed within their environment and within their surroundings. So, like you said, a cat who is always hiding and not coming out, a cat who starts peeing outside of the box, a cat who is not eating and not drinking. These are cats that are showing signs that they don't feel comfortable enough to meet their own basic needs.
Yeah. So just remember that it's a bit it's not too dissimilar from a human being in the
Right,
sense that a cat could be very affectionate to you, and that could be a sign of their happiness, but it could be a sign of their neediness or feeling insecure and worried, and you just happen to be their maternal or whatever, their figure of security, which isn't the end of the world. Obviously, it's great to have a cuddly cat, but it's not a sign of happiness or dishappiness. You can have cuddly cats who are depressed. You could have
right,
people who are seeking solace in their partner, and yet they're my I have family like this. My aunt and uncle are like this. My late uncle, unfortunately, but my aunt was depressed for her entire life. She still is, and she always sought the comfort, the solace, and the codependency with her husband, my uncle, who's now passed away, and now she's actually looking a bit better because her codependency is gone and impossible, and now she's forced to fend for herself a little bit. So sadly, she's a tiny bit better, but still depressed. So that affection and closeness is not a sign of happiness, but it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that I'd
oh,
prefer her to have been
right,
alone her whole life,
yeah,
but I'm just saying that it's if the question is behavior of a happy cat. So
right.
we're looking at
Right. A
you
cat
know
can be happy and prefer to spend her days, in the cat tree. That's okay.
Yeah, exactly. So don't be offended by that.
Exactly.
That's just a cat.
Yes.
So then number 3 should be pretty easy, I think, for us to address quickly, which is what vocalizations are happy noises. So obviously we know that's not a hiss, never
Right.
a hiss. A hiss is never a happy sign, or a growl. I
Or
don't
a
know if you've ever
growl.
heard your cats growl, but cats will growl sometimes. My Emily is a very good growler. I call her a dog sometimes, or a snake. But so those are not vocalizations. But what are the vocalizations of the happy cat?
Yeah, and I'd add spitting. That's another one that's not a happy sign as well.
Okay, well, I've never seen my cat. My cats
Oh,
have never
yeah.
done that. But yeah, I
I've
imagine. Yeah, that
worked
would
with a
not
lot
be
of
good.
No, it's not good. I work with a lot of feral cats, and they will make that spitting sound. So yeah, purring most of the time is a sign of a happy cat in terms of a vocalization. There are some cats who will purr to self-soothe when they're stressed,
Hmm.
but most of the time, if your cat's in your home and you're petting your cat and she's purring, this is a sign that a happy vocalization. The
Hmm.
standard meow, cats don't meow to each other; they meow to humans. So a cat who meows to you, that's usually a standard greeting, or the cat wants to have a conversation, or the cat wants to locate you in a home. Those are all good signs. Chirps, trills, those
Yes.
types of noises are all signs of a happy cat. Yes, exactly. Yeah, those are typically happy sounds.
All those noises. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm imitating it because in case someone's never heard of them, that's kind of what it sounds like. And I
yes.
used to be a voice actor, so that's my excuse. It's not that I'm
Oh, good.
I'm
That's
trying to be
perfect.
si- I used to be a professional paid voice artist, and I would still do it if someone would pay me and have me. But it's just a professional thing I did. So I'm trying to exercise some of those
No,
latent
that was
talents.
very well done. Yes.
I mean, Charlotte and Emily think so. They love having conversations with me. So yeah, so those are all. But I don't have anything to add to that. Those are all the vocalizations that I know of. That will be a sign of a happy cat. So the last question that I have around happy cats is a funny one. There is a famous meme known as Happy Cat. Now I can't show people that on here because most people will be listening to this. But the Happy Cat meme, and you may have seen it. If not, look it up. Just Google Happy Cat, one word, Happy Cat, in which a kitten jumps up and down when their family arrives home. And the question is this a common or happy behavior? Now, I'll say that my cats have never jumped up and down, but when I arrive home, be it from just going out for a little bit or from an extended trip, my cats will fly down the stairs. Like Emily, literally, so I have a 3-story house, will come from the loft bedroom, and it seems like a Star Trek transporter. It seems like she teleports down. The speed with which she must not even go down the stairs. She must just jump from the top to the bottom of the whole staircase, and she's instantly right there. She'll do that when my uncle visits from Arizona. I mean, it's crazy how fast she is. Charlotte likes to hang out downstairs in the daytime, so she'll just like pop around the corner and sashay her way in. So greeting you certainly, I think, is a pretty common behavior, but
Yes.
the jumping up and down I've never seen. So Dr. Rachel, is that a common thing?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the meme, but most cats don't jump up and down on their hind legs.
Yeah.
It's kind of how I'm picturing it. But cats do
Or
get
even just like this, they're not bunnies.
right. But as you said, cats, when they hear you arrive home, they will come and greet you at the door. You'll hear that cat jumping off the cat tree, or you'll hear that little sound of the cat jumping off the bed or whatever to come down and see you. But yeah, I mean, greeting you when you come home is definitely a sign of a cat who's bonded to you and is happy, is connected with you. Cats will often meow. They'll come to the door. They may move a little slower. I think you used the word sashay, but they'll often want to come and see you and reconnect with you when you've been gone for a while. So that's definitely
just because Charlotte's a real flowy cat. She's smooth. Emily's more like boom, boom, boom. Her tail is like that, like a kung fu. Whereas Charlotte's more like she flows like a groovy 60s thing. So Leslie says, I am getting used to my rescue Bengal being so very vocal, particularly at night. Yeah, Bengals are known to be a vocal breed. My Charlotte's not at all Bengal, and she's very vocal. Not at night, thankfully, knock on wood. Emily can be very vocal when she wants something, like I want to go outside, or I'm hungry. Then she'll be very vocal. So yeah, absolutely.
And
but
there's a way you can work with that too. The nighttime vocalizations. If you think about the way our schedules work versus the way cat schedules work, we're usually busy during the day. We're out at work, or maybe we're working from home, or doing our activities, whatever it is, we're out and about and busy. And usually because of this, usually your cat might spend a lot of time during the day napping. So if you can break up that daytime napping with puzzle feeders, that can really help, to keep your cat up during the day more, meaning she'll be more tired at night. But the best thing to do is have a very robust interactive play session with a fishing pole type toy, the way I just described, as close to your bedtime as possible, as close to when you close your eyes as possible. Because after you have this session, you put your cat into her natural hunt, eat, sleep cycle. And by doing this, you can get your cat to sleep longer during the night. And that will help a lot with that.
That'll help. Because I mean, the only thing I have ever heard about this is to ignore it. Because if you don't ignore it and you respond to it, they will just learn that you respond to it. So, yelling at the cat doesn't do any good. Responding to it, just ignoring it. Now that can be difficult when you're trying to sleep and you just want to yell, shut the you know what up. But
There's a way to work within your cat's natural instincts, within her natural hunting instincts, to get her to sleep more through the night.
Yeah, so you're
And
just
again,
kind of
it's
manipulating the cat with your play session in a
yes,
good way. So
yes, we're
that's
kind of like, resetting her internal clock, so to speak.
yeah, which is great. And then our friend who doesn't reveal the identity, it says my cat hides from me because she's angry I left her. Takes her several hours to get over it. Yeah, that from my understanding is a common behavior for cats.
Yeah,
They're a bit standoffish when you're away for. If I'm away for too long, then that's how my cats generally react. They'll be like not hiding, but they'll be like standoffish with me because that was they're letting me know that was just too long. Like I can deal with 4 days max, but that 2 weeks was just unacceptable.
yeah.
And so that is their kind of way to do that.
And
So
it's not really anger, it's separation anxiety. So it's not like they're angry at you. They're confused. They don't understand. We can't say to the cat, I'm going away on vacation. I'll be back in 5 days.
I try to do that.
Yeah. It's not that she's mad. The cat's not really mad. The cat's confused. The cat is stressed and the cat is anxious. So when this happens, it's always best to let the cat go at the cat's pace. Don't try to pull her out if she's hiding. She'll come out on her own, and I will be forgiven and forgotten after a couple of days.
Yeah. And okay, so this is an interesting one. I'm going camping today and she knows and is hiding. Yeah. So that's an interesting one because I do also have that experience where it's like my cat, even though we tell our cats, it seems like they sense when we're about to go and they're not happy about that and they let us know. So
they know the signs. We may be stressed about leaving. We may be stressed about, our cat's
traveling or whatever.
But we're emitting a different smell. I can't smell adrenaline or stress in another person, but cats can. So we're emitting stress, we're emitting adrenaline, we're emitting these smells that indicate that a change is about to come. And the cat does pick up on that. And we're probably doing things that are out of our routine. There might be suitcases that appear, and they've learned to associate those suitcases.
Yeah, not all cats jump in the suitcase, or some of them jump in there to say, don't go without me.
Right. So I'm like, oh, I've seen this before. I know what's about to happen. So, the packing, the preparing, those are all signals that we are subconsciously giving to our cats that we are going away. They do. They pick up on all those signals, and they can definitely get stressed.
Yeah. And the solution to that, of course, is very simple. Don't go. Just stay home. Screw your vacation, your holiday, your marriage, whatever. Just stay home with your cats.
Your cat would be happiest, yes, if your schedule stayed exactly the same. They love predictability. They love routine. Yeah.
But in all honesty, I've had to, change up the routine on my cats several times, which includes changing their feeding times, by a couple hours and all of that. And, while I'm not encouraging anyone to do that, it's not that if you do it with compassion and patience and without neglect, it's fine. I have 2 cats. They're very different personalities from each other, and they both adjust. Do they love it? No, they don't love it when a change like that happens. But it doesn't kill them. It doesn't hurt them. It's okay. So it's
and if you know a change is coming, if you know something's going to be changing in your life, you can take that opportunity a few weeks before to start gradually easing them into it. If you know that you used to feed them at 8 and now you're going to have to feed them at 10, start before you need to, and start slowly moving that time back to where you need to do it. So you can do things incrementally and gradually so they get used to it.
Yeah. And Leslie brings up a good point. And this is back to the vocalizations thing that she brought up, as I've reciprocated. So in fact, I've encouraged him, but when I stop, he stops too.
All right.
Don't feel guilty, Leslie. I've done the same thing with Charlotte. Like and it's not for any other reason than her meow is so compelling and so cute and so operatic. She's like a diva. And so when she starts meowing, I always have to respond. Charlotte, honey bear, because they're cute. I can't resist. And so, and it could be like 3 a.m. and I'm sitting there, yelling after Charlotte. but she doesn't do it often, thankfully. It is sometimes irritating to the partner when I'm paying attention to Charlotte and we're trying to actually sleep, but it's not the end of the world. But yeah, I've made that same sort of mistake of responding, reciprocating, and thereby encouraging the behavior and teaching them that I respond to that.
It's okay. Yeah.
I do not have any advice on how to resist that because, while we are cat experts, I am not a, master of human psychology and behavior. I do have some expertise and talents in that, but to teach you how to have the self-control and self-restraint in resisting an irresistible cat, I don't know how to do that. Honestly, I don't know how to teach someone to not do that. So, because I haven't done it. Rachel, Dr. Rachel, if you know how to teach someone to have the willpower and fortitude to resist their irresistible cat, then, let us know. But I'm sorry, I can't help with that one.
Yeah, Leslie, you might be on your own.
You're on your own, Leslie, with that one. Your cat sounds too cute. Yeah. And so he sounds too cute to mute.
And Leslie doesn't seem overly upset with the whole thing.
Yeah. I like that expression, too cute to mute.
I like that. Yes.
So our friend says, thanks for your help and suggestions. Thank you for your questions, your participation, and your comments. They're really appreciated. They keep us going. They give us food for thought. And I hope this has been a helpful episode for everybody, generally centered around happiness and happy cats and the signs and all of that. But also we had some particular questions which were relevant to that topic as well. So Dr. Rachel, is there anything else you'd care to share or say or ask before we end today's episode?
I would just say, if somebody was listening in and they have a question that we didn't get to, feel free to reach out to me through my website, drrachelcatbehavior.com, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have completely free of charge. And, again, like what Justin said, thank you so much for participating and for, writing in with your questions, because it's really fun when we feel like we can help people.
Absolutely. And drrachelcatbehavior.com, for the benefit of people who aren't watching and seeing it on the screen, it's Dr. Dr. Rachel, Rachel, cat, C-A-T, behavior, BEHAVIOR, spelled the American way, not the British way, .com. drrachelcatbehavior.com. Dr. Rachel does not charge for her services. So I'm not selling. We don't have an affiliate relationship or any kind of referral partnership. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but because she doesn't exchange money, I don't get money out of this. I do it because I love Dr. Rachel, because she's on a mission to help at least 1,000 cats a year stay in their homes. And I'm on a mission to help 1 million more cats get adopted. So the two of us together, because my mission would be useless if 1 million cats get adopted and then 2 million get surrendered to kill shelters. That would be like my nightmare. So we work together as a team to help people pick, pamper, and protect. They're practically perfect pussycats for a lifetime of unconditional love. Dr. Rachel Geller, thank you. And thank you, everybody, for watching or listening. Let us know what you think in any comments. Make sure you leave us some nice little reviews if you're listening on Apple Podcast, or if you're watching on YouTube, or wherever you are. We always appreciate your feedback. Make it positive, make it pertinent, and we're very grateful for it. Leslie, thank you both. It's been great. Thank you again, Leslie. It's been an honor, and we are grateful to have you. Until next time.